Hey, hey! Ha ha! We have lights, cameras, and action over here at Music Compass Central. Yeah, you can read my little journal entry of an intro today. But I got the pellet stove kicking it out here for the first time since Tuesday night. Like I said, we lost power, but right when the temperatures were starting to finally rise back up into the balmy upper 30s, as I'm calling them. So yeah, could have been a lot worse. There's still a lot of people out there without power, and a lot of whom had to be without power during those 10s and 20s. So anyways, yeah, as I said in the write-up, the preface here, a special shout-out to Bobby Stevens. Thanks, man. Loaned me his charger so we could keep some devices rolling yesterday, and also turn on the pellet stoves. Pellet stoves are great, but they need electricity, unless you want to feed pellets in there like spoonfuls at a time, I guess. Haven't tried that yet. So yeah, special shout out to him. Special shout out to my new friend Neil, and new Music Compass YouTube subscriber who I met over at the cafe today when I was guzzling some coffee and trying to get my computer charged to do some work today. Well, not all my work needs electricity, but some of it does. So anyways, it's kind of cool to be down there and meet people, getting out into the real world and seeing that, yeah, people are actually better than not, I do believe. You can read my soapbox screed, as one person referred to it in live streams past. So yeah, but yeah, I think people are mostly good all over, and sometimes it takes I don't know if you can call this a crisis. It is for some. It wasn't quite a crisis for us. It was mostly camping last night, staying warm with our kitties in bed. And yeah, I think people are mostly good all over. And yeah, it is nice to get out once in a while and be reminded of that, at least where I live. Going and walking around in the snow, running into people and just, there's a certain kind of good cheer and goodwill that you feel towards each other when you know that we are all connected at the end of the day. And just, man, the things we take for granted. So yeah, giving thanks to my roof over my head, food in my belly, the fire's kicking it out here. Giving thanks to my guitar, one of my best friends in the world that I have to get out all this jumpy energy that builds up in me during times like this. And last but not least, shout out to Mom, who was the total trooper during all of this. She said last night, "It's like we're camping out." And I'm like, yeah, in our own house. And all things considered, we stayed really warm and cozy as long as we were in bed. It started to get pretty chilly in the house, but we threw a lot of blankets on, and then these two kitties just love coming and sleeping on top of us, and so they were kind of like our little walking electric blankets, as it were. So yeah, special shout out to Mom and Pan and Missy. Yeah. What else was I going to say? I had this weird dream last night that I think I was at the Union place up in Oak Ridge or someplace, and Peter Wilde and I think it was Todd from back in the day at Sam Bonds that were there, and I was so psyched to play them my tunes, but something was weird. I couldn't really quite do the things. It's like you ever try to run or scream in your dream and you can't. Well, try playing a guitar, and then especially when you look down and it's like a 12 string. It's like, I love 12 strings, but you can't really do that kind of stuff on a 12 string. So I struggled, and whatever. I woke up and here I am. I actually gave a lesson today when I got back from errands, and it was a kid that was doing really awesome on this computer stuff. And I had said last week, hey, we're going to take a break. I'm going to teach you how to do some keyboard basics that are going to just open up your world on Ableton. And we had we had the acoustic grand piano to work with by candlelight, and right as I was in the back room grabbing a handout for her to take home, I heard her dad say, "Hey, your lights are on." I was like, woohoo! So yeah, here we are celebrating. Power's on. I'm just going to do the whole album in order so I don't have to think about it. We'll do the dice game next time. Here you go. This is the opening to Sunny Inside of the Rain. This is the first track called A Western Way. Well, I've lived in the city, I've done my time, either paid my dues or left them behind for some other fool to pick up when they find I'm gone. Now it's back to my roots that I knew as a while. Back to my roots that I knew as a child. From the thick of the sticks to the heart of the wild, I'm kicking in my boots and smiling at a fawn going by. Give me a home where the bison like to play. I'll be roaming alone day after day, where the sun hangs low in a western way. I remember the days before I had a clue, had a whole long list of the things I would do. It's a pity how much I wasted my youth on dreams. Now it's goodbye, friends, I'm back to the land. This is not what I thought, but I got what I planned. If you all had to ask, you don't understand what it means. Give me a home where the bison like to play. I'll be roaming alone day after day, where the sun hangs low in a western way. Come on, horn section. Give me a home where the bison like to play. I'll be roaming alone day after day, like I always known I'd planned to stay, where the sun hangs low in a western way. In a western way. A Western Way. Wrote that when I was on vacation for 3 days that turned into 17 days because smoke was raining. Ash was raining in Eugene, so we got one of those apps that we could keep ahead of the smoke. We'd arrive in Boise, we'd see the hills, wake up the next morning, no hills. Okay, where are we gonna go? Okay, we'll go to Salt Lake. Led us to, I had a great time in Utah, the Wasatch Mountains and the Fire Gorge, is that what it's called? Really cool place. Ended up going up to Yellowstone Park, all the way out to Cody, Wyoming, and then finally came back. And the whole time this song was kind of percolating. I didn't ask for it, it just kind of found me, it got stuck in me, and yeah, there you are. It's the opening to my second album. Okay, second song on the album is the title track of the album. This one actually came out right after I had written, like I said, I had written Carnival Faces, and the Carnival of Faces from shower to sheet music in the course of 3 hours. That was kind of a record, but I was really shy to share it because I was all like, are people gonna think he's really depressed? Because it was pretty heavy, what the stuff that generated that song, and well, it is what it is. I finally played it, and it was no big deal. They were like, oh, cool. And I was like, and then I was just messing around right after that, and I found these little Django Reinhardt thingies where it's like 7th chords and 9th chords where you're just playing little 3-string snippets of it. And I'm going to give a compass lesson on that pretty soon. But anyways, that's where this came from. Just that cool little thing on the E, and then the C sharp. Would that be C sharp 7, F sharp 7, B 7? Yeah, and that one fell into place before I knew it was happening. Okay, here it is. Title track of the album, Sunny Inside of the Rain. 1, 2, 3, 4. I rarely get the notion to do anything but play my guitar. And though I traveled across the ocean, I don't think I ever got this far. Now they're looking at me funny like I'm the one who's insane, but I'm the one that's laughing in the back of my brain while the world's crying out in pain. I'm feeling sunny inside of the rain. I never got the feeling that I'd ever want to do this again. But if I had the opportunity, then baby, I'd invite you in. Now it's a couple for the money and a few for the show. I'm packing up my sandals and I'm ready to go. Tell my mama I'm hopping on a train. I'm feeling sunny inside of the rain. Oh, come on, sunshine. I'm looking out my window at the freaking chicken littles outside. I'm picking out the tickets for the winners in the house where I hide. Now I'm going a mile a minute, but I'm holding it in. I got nothing left to show you but a wink and a grin, and I told you all the name of my game. I'm feeling sunny inside of the rain. 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 All right, the next one is called Better Days, and I'll send you the link here in the Google Drive link to the demo of this song, which does the song much more justice than my unaccompanied, unplugged version here. But I love playing it anyways, and it's good practice because this one's kind of a bit of a mouthful. It goes like this. Do you know what I mean when you're waking from a dream, like a change of the scene when you want to stay? Would you call it a crime if I could keep it in my mind like my own sunshine when the world's gone gray? Well, I'm telling you true, it's all I can do to make it through my own passion play. I got my head held high, I'm reaching for the sky, but I don't know why it seems farther away. Well, everybody knows, nobody wants to say. I suppose the river flows to where it goes. I'm not the kind to count my woes, but Lord knows I've seen better days. When I'm at my best, I can never get a rest from the test unless I'm feeding my flame. I tried to stand tall, but I dropped it all when they were coming to call about who's to blame. If I stand my ground, the word to get around across the town. I'm not playing that game. So it's no surprise, I can see it in your eyes when they're shouting out lies that you hear them say. Well, everybody knows, nobody wants to say. I suppose the river flows to where it goes. I'm not the kind to count my woes, but Lord knows I've seen better days. It seems so long I've been singing my song so often, strong with the wrong refrain. I'm hiding out inside, I tried and tried to puff up my pride to patch up the pain. And now the sun's gone Low and old Joe Crow's there to show what's in a name. So I shake my head, laughing off instead, and it's back to my bed from whence I came. Everybody knows, nobody wants to say. I suppose the river flows to where it goes. I'm not the kind to count my woes, but Lord knows I've seen better days. I've seen better days. I've seen better days. I've seen better days. Skimming lightly, wheeling still. Swallows fly low. Over the hills and cloudy haze. Sorry, folks, I gotta tune up. This is too pretty of a song to ruin with bad tuning. Doing this for you, Marty. Marty is my patron god of making sure you're in tune. Yeah, you know, that's what I was saying the other day, is that it's hard to do these two songs. They segue so nice together, but you know, unless you got that roadie handing off that in-tune guitar in between, then that first song, the song before, just busts so hard that, especially with the warming up temperatures in here, it just gets a little too much out of tune by the time Better Days is done into Shiloh. So we'll start that one again. Yeah, that's much better. And again, this song is the only one on the album that I did not write the words to. This is lyrics by a poem by Herman Melville, who wrote a cycle of poems about the Civil War. This is the guy that wrote Moby Dick, by the way. And yeah, just special thanks to Professor Greg Jackson of History That Doesn't Suck fame. That's the best podcast I've ever listened to. You know, to each their own. But if you want to learn about American history, there's no more engaging and graceful way, I should say, to learn about the good and the bad, then check out History That Doesn't Suck. He wrote this, he did a whole big long segment on the Civil War, which was kind of depressing. You know, it went from a picnic. They literally brought picnic baskets and blankets to watch the first battle, folks near Washington, D.C., thinking it was just this whole flash in the pan, quirky little quaint thing that was going to blow over. And then Shiloh, not too long after, I think it was the first of the real bad ones. More casualties in this war than the Revolutionary War, 1812, and Mexican-American conflict, then all put together. Just this one battle. Anyways, he wrote a pretty amazing poem that I was like, I got to learn that one, because I was like in Shakespeare memorizing mode, pretty much in overdrive at that point, so a one-page poem was going to be nothing. And I started memorizing it, and boom, it's like the sculpture inside the uncarved block waiting to be revealed. There was a melody and just waiting to be found, and then the chords that went along with it were just kind of obvious, and it was one of those wonderful experiences where things just fall into place, and you're just kind of like the vehicle for taking it from the ether into sheet music, which I literally have this. Yeah, actually, remind me in the comments if you can, and I'll actually include the sheet music that I have drawn up for this. This is one of my proudest compositions. It's called Shiloh, based on, it's the same title as the poem. It's called Shiloh, a Requiem, parentheses, April 1862, and it goes like this. Skimming lightly, wheeling still, the swallows fly low over the field in cloudy days, the forest field of Shiloh, over the field where April rain solaced the parched one stretched in pain. Through the pause of night, it followed the Sunday fight around the church of Shiloh, a church so lone, the log-built one that echoed to many a parting groan and natural prayer. Dying foemen mingle there, foemen at morn, but friends at eve. Fame or country least their care. What like a bullet can undeceive? Now they lie low, while overhead the swallows skim, and all is hushed at Shiloh. Yeah. Pretty heavy one. This one's kind of heavy, but more in a pissy sort of way that's completely on the other side of the genre spectrum. We're going from history funk to pissy punk. This one's called Cult of the News, based on several true stories, actually. We were remarking on music and all the people we knew around the town and all of the musical things that we do. And then I saw it coming at me like a change of the phase. That wide-eyed awareness, that dutiful glaze. You asked me if I had seen it the latest morning op-ed, as if I gave half a shit about all the shit that you read. I think I'll be a hermit, here to save me some blues. Cause now there's no escaping from the cult of the news. Welcome to the cult of the news. Give you all the sound bites you can choose, and if there's one line item that you don't concur, how dare you demur? We were enjoying a dinner and conversation with friends. I caught the all-familiar glimmer with it when it begins. Initial tremors that give me some little time to prepare. My autopilot smile so as to not be betrayed by my stupefied stare. What else is there I can do now in response to the joke? That is assuming a priori I'm one of the folk who pay attention to the clickbait dopamine game. To be the politician you mentioned is just another name, another devil in the cult of the news, just another that you don't concur. How dare you demur? Saturday morning, I'm enjoying hanging out with my crew. So stimulating, engaging in everything that we do. I guess I've come to expect it now, with a little surprise. Casual reference headlines, and I'm rolling my eyes. This is the second time I've left the hegemon religion. The congregation's just as puzzled now as they were back then. They got me cornered, and I got to fight them with my own fire. Although there's so many other items that I would choose to aspire. Welcome to the cult of the news. We'll give you all the sound bites you can choose. And if there's one line item that you don't concur, how dare you demur? Welcome to the cult of the mob. We'll throw you in the limelight, cause that's our job. You can bet your last damn dollar that we'll never again the way that you split. I like that take. That was one of my better takes of that song. A lot of words to that one, and that's one of the faster ones on the album. Follow it up by I think one of the most somber ones, but I don't know, one of the better received ones on the album so far. This one is the quintessential lockdown song, I guess. You know, most of these did come out during that time. You know, those 3 years that were like pretty historical, pretty weird. I don't know, time is such a warp right now, and things are same as they ever was, but different than they ever were at the same time. It's very ironic like that, but you know what, all things being equal, you know, just happy to find myself in a creative space, to have that to do with all that weirdness and all that energy bubbling about. Anyways, this is a softer song. This is called Heaven Knows I Cared. And you know what? That was another fiery piece that put me. It's mostly that that G string, haha, that always goes out. Let's try that. Yeah, E's fine. B's fine. Here it is. Yeah. Okay, that sounds good. All right, this is called Heaven Knows I Cared, and this one does segue into Carnival of Faces. Sitting in the back room on a bar stool with a memory on my mind, thinking how the best of us must someday reach the end of each our line. A year ago I never thought you'd be the one I'd have to tell goodbye. Fare you well, our dear departed friend, for you I'll always cry. All the streets are down without a sound, and everybody tucked inside. Maybe I'll sneak out among the ashes of the fireworks they fly. 2021 is finding everyone expectant on its eve. January 7th is the day on this, and every year I'll grieve. Kinda gives you pause without a cause, other than just the way it is. Then you shake it off, politely cough, and then go on about your biz. see, I reminisce on this and everything. But even with the pain, I can't complain about the life I get to sing. And now I stand before you, even though you know my show's been over long. All that I would ask is you'd be soft in your assessment of my song. I'm standing on the likes, I'm standing on the shoulders of the likes of Neil Peart and Eric Blair. And even though nobody's ever heard about me, heaven knows I cared. Heaven knows I cared. Heaven knows I cared. I cared. I don't know if I can take it. It's coming up again. All the memories of places and long forgotten friends I used to know. Where did they go? Do they think of me now and then? A carnival of faces looking out again. I don't know if I can make it. It's all too much to bear. Every day I try to fake it, bury it somewhere. A part of the show kept low, but not so far away. A carnival of faces that see me every day. they follow. So every night my eyes are red, and the carnival of faces, they're with me in my bed. 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 Yeah. Thanks everybody for hanging out, either right now or later, watching this. And thanks for all the kind comments that I've been getting. It really helps, actually. It's really easy to play covers once you know how to play and sing. That is, it's kind of easy to hide your ego behind somebody else's statements or sentiments or whatever. But I don't know. Doing your own stuff, it's a little bit scarier. At least to me. Some people it doesn't seem to faze them as much, but it's always been, you know, I did this thought experiment once when I realized how cheesophobic I was about my own lyrics, and then I did this thought experiment where I was playing one of any number of hundreds of cover tunes by, I mean, Zeppelin always comes to mind. You know, songs I'd played over and over and over, and then all of a sudden I played it, pretending that I was the one that had written those lyrics, and I was kind of cringed. I was like, and which kind of like made me feel not so. As Garth Brooks says on the SNL skits, like, you know, devil, you make me feel not so bad about my own songwriting. If you haven't seen the Garth Brooks skit with Will Ferrell as the devil, it is one of the 3 best Saturday Night Live skits ever. Of course, there's Van Down by the River with Chris Farley. There's Need More Cowbell with Christopher Walken. And there's The Devil Can't Write No Love Songs with Will Ferrell and Garth Brooks. Find it. You'll thank me later, as Monk always says. So anyways, yeah, this is the one I wanted to tune up for. This one is one of my favorites. This is probably one of the ones I'll take down to an open mic. Oh, by the way, I'm going to put that Google form up for y'all here again, as I did last time, just in case you want to throw your 2 cents in the mix to just give me an idea of which 3 to 5 songs I should take out to start workshopping live in public at open mics and stuff. I'm curious. I'm just curious to get your feedback. Anyways, this is one of the ones I would vote for. This is called More Than a Dream. It goes like this. It's fun to find gold in the last place expected. I wonder how much it was planned. I wonder how much it was worth from the back of the band. I tried to find reasons, I tried to find rhymes, I tried to make some kind of sense. But nobody knows if there's anything happening hence. Is it more than a dream or a breezy horizon that follows the flow of a scheme? Would you know for a fact? Would you scream that you're right like a child that knows what they mean? Did you ever step back and take stock of the items and try to take one for the team? I can't tell exactly what's causing the time, but I'm hoping it's more than a dream. It's odd to look back on the course of your life now, reflecting on lovers and friends. It's hard to believe there's a time when it actually ends. I tried to fight back at the tunnel of time, but the tunnel of time always wins. And all that I ask is a moment to make my amends. My eyes have grown older, for now a good while I've known that it's time to come clean. My wrinkles are stretched too through the wreck of a smile I was loaned from the young 17. And deeper than that, there was a poor child crying for lies of an earlier scene. But the walls are all cold and there's no one outside who can show me it's more than a dream. I don't mean to paint such a sad panorama as everything melts in a blur, along with the unfinished songs, and I'll always miss Ferb. There's nothing to do but to keeping on and make best of the winters to come. I'd be happy to hack out just half of what's left to be done. Is it more than a dream or a breezy horizon that follows the flow of a scheme? Would you know for a fact, would you scream that you're right like a child that knows what they mean? Did you never step back and take stock of the items and try to take one for the team? I can't tell exactly what's causing the time, but I'm hoping it's more than a dream. I smell the smoke from a beast on the fire, so pass me a leg of the lamb. Here's to a life I'll achieve my desire to ride it the best that I can. Give me some hope to believe there's a reason, whatever that reason might mean. The time has arrived to catch up the next season of maybe it's more than a dream. Ivanhoe and X and Q mix in me and wax in you. A lack of links, a fix to do from MKCOB to Q. The message isn't hard to make, a little dash of truth to take, a bigger batch of fake to bake, an epic bite of angel cake. Connect the dots and paint the set. What you see is what you get. But what I said to them I met was made of words that all got wet. Now, whether from the wool of eyes, or better, set on bad disguise, I figured from the tower of lies I might behold a new surprise. But fresh ideas are far behind, a symptom of a withered mind. I'm out of luck and fail to find a single gram of grain to grind. I've a case of emotional cancer from the smog of your second-hand news. You can call me a freak, you can call me a cheek, you can call me whatever you choose. I'm not going to change your religion. That first attempt ended in tears, so I'll go on my way with nothing to say as I live out the rest of my years. Fight as I live out the rest of my years. It's the worst I was ever gaslighted. As you screamed, I was gaslighting you for the sinister crime of squeaking my mind as I struggled to sift what was true. Are you still so entrenched in your wisdom, so intractably trapped in your ways? My original gift turned into a rift, and it led to the end of our days. Fight, and it led to the end of our days. Alright, one more song left on the album, and although I like going straight into this one from that one, this one's got a really fun sort of finger-picking riff that I love, and you know, it's getting, the temperature's changing in here, and I just want to make sure that this one's in tune again. Thanks for bearing with me. It's weird to be super warm. I'm like halfway feeling like taking off this sweater, but I'm not going to waste time doing that right now, because I am really getting warm. What's wrong with that one? Okay, there we go. This one, like I've said, this is a little riddle for you all. I'm waiting. I mean, you can't play. It's like, you know, all those serial sweepstakes that you're not allowed to play if you're like you or one of your relatives is works for Kellogg's or whatever, you can't play their sweepstakes. Well, you can't play this guessing game unless, if I've already told you. I don't think I've told too many people, though, what song that this is unintentionally a sequel to. It's one of my favorite songs. Tracy, I've told you, so you can't. I think I told Kevin too. But anyways, if I told you the answer, let other people try to guess. I came up with the chorus, and then it was one of those moments where it's like, the chorus rocks. It's solid, but I always get freaked out like by what am I going to do about the verses, and there's. This one could have gone into some really dark places, but I also thought, oh man, it's almost like it's going to be a sequel to this one song. It would fit so perfectly, and I played it for a student who I was mentoring as a songwriter, and then just kind of like being transparent about my process, and it's the only way I can really mentor songwriting because there's no recipe book or textbook for it. But anyways, then that was on a Friday, and then that Saturday I was up till 1 o'clock. And yes, once again, that magical feeling that you never can force, but you just have to wait for it and be ready for it. Everything just fell into place, and I was like, yes, it did turn out to be a sequel, a subtle sequel. And this is like, AI making artwork. It's pretty cool these days. But you know what? If I were to give Chat GPT or whatever a prompt, say, Chat GPT, write a good sequel to the song, no way it would come up with this one. Anyways, this is one of my favorites. This is the last song on the album. This is called, I think it's going to be titled In the Year of 42, which is another little hint to those in the know. In the Year of 42, parentheses, freeze me. It goes like this. It's a different song. Can you hear me crying across the waves of space and time? I can hear you call my name. I decided I could slow ride the tides you left behind. Better than the pain under the shining lights. Try as I might, I'm still trembling in my mind. And they're saying it's okay. I paid the sky-high price inside my life on the second line. Now I'm on my way, and you can hear me say, freeze me, please, please, cry gently, freeze me, please. I'm in a tangle that I can't tease, and I just want to go to bed. Freeze me with all the best technology, maybe even a century. There's too much time in my head. I still don't want to be dead. I just want to go to bed and wait for you. Oh, the red light did deny my credit once and then a second time. On my last backup credit ring, I had no choice but to choose to sign beside yet another fucking dotted line. And it started flashing green. And now spotlight's back in my eyes. They shine so brightly that the light, it makes me blind. It's all faded to gray and away. And the last bit of it I hear is, what's my name? And though I try, I can't reply. But I know one thing, and you can hear me sing, freeze my time, please, please, cry you gently, freeze me, please. I'm in a tangle that I can't tease, and I just want to go to bed. Freeze much tied in my head. I still don't wanna be dead. I just wanna go to bed and wait for you. I woke up in a dream, and you're my queen, and a golden palace of delight. And every day you like to play, but I just can't seem to shake the subtle shade of something's not quite right. It's hard to say. When I told you this, I saw your eyes, and just then I realized that somehow you weren't really you. And always then it starts to spin into some vague, fading, flashing light, and a white lit room, and that same old tune. Please, please, cryogenically freeze me, please. I'm in a tangle that I can't tease, and I just wanna go to bed. Freeze me with all the best technology, for maybe even a century. There's too much time in my head. I still don't wanna be dead. I just wanna go to bed and wait for you. You. Wait for you. Yeah, that's my album, folks. Hope you liked it. Oh, what do we got here? I love it when 99% of my notifications today, or any day, are like Sony or Warner is claiming one of my videos. Because I guess when I was doing all those classical videos, it's none of these. I'm just waiting for them to claim rights to like one of my own tunes, because I've kind of had that happen with some of the Bella Steel songs. And that's pretty crazy, huh? But hey Susan, hey Jack, thank you guys for watching. Who's over? Yeah, oh, 2 people watching. Over there. And yeah, I don't know if Instagram is... Oh, it looks like Instagram is actually working. Yay. That's awesome. Okay, so... Yeah, I was doing all those classical songs every day. The dice game, eventually, to see which of the 12 I was going to do for the day. And one of them was the Rhapsody in Blue, and that's the only one I can think of that still is under copyright. So I think it's... But actually, why would Warner and Sony be claiming it? So there's got to be another one in there. I don't think Jean ne Paydi is... Maple Leaf Rag? I don't know. But anyways, yeah, it's funny. Like every day I get claims against... My all those classical videos are partially muted at certain points. And then sometimes they're like, oh, they released their claim. So it's like, thanks AI for throwing me a crumb here and there, but whatever. I'm going to do the double single song that I'm still trying to learn here. This isn't going to be on the album. This will probably be released as its own thing. But yeah, this is a really new one that segues into a really old one that finally got finished. So yeah, one's about 2 months old, and the other's about 20 years old. Actually, got 23 years old. When was I in Quebec? Anyways, this is Never Been a Better Time, segueing into Baby's Got a Big Gun. Let's see if I can remember the words today. Never been a better time to keep your head down. Never been a better time to not make a sound. Never been a better time to stay at home. Never been a better time to be alone. Never been a better time to keep your voice low. Never been a better time to put on a show. Never been a better time to swallow your pride. Never been a better time to hide. Time to play at pretending. Never been a better time for blending in. Never been a better time to hack bad art. Never been a better time to fake it hard. Never been a better time to keep your cards closer. Never been a better time for talking code. Never been a better time to take the side road. Never been a better time to lock and load. My life inside a cultural revolution. This is the story of my time. I thought I'd live to see a tiny bit more evolution, but now the new guard's up online. Life inside a cultural revolution. This is the story of my time. I always fancied myself a small part of the solution, but now those daydreams are dying. Never been a better time to keep your head low. Never been a better time to not make a sound. Never been a better time to stay at home. Never been a better time to be alone. Never been a better time to keep your voice low. Never been a better time to put on a show. Never been a better time to swallow your pride. Never been a better time to hide. This is my life inside a cultural revolution. This is the story of my time. I'd live to see a tiny bit more evolution, but now the new guard's up online. My mind is crying for a whole entire generation. I see the sadness in their eyes. It's like I'm living in a surreal aberration. Welcome to the land of lies. Baby's got a big gun, and the rest of the world's all wondering what we're gonna have to do. Baby's got a big gun, and I hate to be all Debbie Downer, but you know it's true. The rivers of the Red Run, sign of the times, I don't know what else I can say. Rivers of the Red Run, trials feels that like I can't walk away. Go where you go, you can try but you can't hide. When the walls come down, you wish you kept your secrets inside. Go you go, try but you can't hide. When the walls come down, the walls come down, you wish you kept your secrets inside. Dreamers in a dead time. In the morning beside my fire I say your name. Dreamers in a dead time. At the moment you chose bye-bye, you'd know I'm not the same. Swingers in the rig line. And talk of the town come round and just a single friend. Riggers of the swing line, leaving behind the bite of such a bitter wind. You can go where you go, try but you can't hide. When the walls come down, you wish you kept the secrets inside. Go, 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 fly, fly, fly. Yeah. I think I'm going to typically encore with my favorite song from the original album, from the first album that is. I guess original means first. But, oh hey mama. Yeah, one more song and then I'll be there. One more song and then I'll be there. Mom wants to know if we're going to have pie. That's a thing that Mom and I have these days. We both like pie. It wasn't going to happen on our own accord, but Tracy, she started it, and then we finally kicked it, and then she came and brought another blueberry pie the other day. But now we're on to pecan pie, which is one of my late favorites, and Mom likes it too. So I'm going to do one more song for you all, and then go watch. I guess Jeopardy's over now. I think I'll have some pie, and then I'll read Monkey King. We read Redwall together, and that was really precious. And now we're reading a new translation of Journey to the West that came out a few years ago that I hadn't got around to fully reading yet. And so it's the perfect thing to read before we return to Redwall, which we were psyched. There's like 21 Redwall books, and Mom loves them. So we're going to keep reading those. But first, Sun Wukong is who we are hanging out with every day, every evening. And if you don't know about Sun Wukong, well, you better catch yourself up to speed. It's like the one character that every single one of those 1.1 billion people in China will know, no matter which region or dialect or subculture you go to. Everybody pretty much knows about Sun Wukong. He's like the archetypical. He's like pretty much the first superhero kind of hero. Yeah, he's a hero, but he's almost omnipotent and completely incorrigible, so that's a wonderful combination. And this character was like pretty much the runaway favorite that kind of took the spotlight in the story that was written 500 years ago. Imagine, this story comes from Shakespeare's, time on the timeline, other side of the world, but at the same time as Shakespeare, this guy put together, it kind of consolidated all the legends that had developed by this time 500 years ago, all these legends that had developed in the 900 years prior to that. Back in the 600s, there was this monk named Tripitaka, or Tongsong, or Swansong. He has different names, but he literally walked from China to India without permission. He asked permission and didn't get permission, so he did it on the sly, which could have been a death sentence. But by the time he came back, he was already a hero, and the emperor was like, "Oh yeah, cool." And yeah, so really, he walked from China to India to get some Buddhist scrolls, came back, and was legendary. And then 900 years later, the legend featured this kind of superhero. He really is kind of like the first Marvel type superhero to me. Sun Wukong, the Monkey King. Anyways, that's what Mom and I are going to read tonight. I don't really have a song about that. Although I am going to be writing an electro rock musical at some point. That's on a kind of the back burner. I've got a lot of stuff that has to happen first, but in the meantime, I'm just saturating myself with every television show, every movie, every translation, every book. I'm even reading. I have it here. Oh yeah, check this out. This is perfect. So I was so pleased to discover that somebody had released 31 books, of this of this epic tale. But check this out. It's bilingual. It's in Hansa. Sorry, I'm looking backwards here. This is the Hansa characters. This is the pinyin. This is how to pronounce that. And then in the back, it's got the glossary, and then it's got like the English translation to it. And it's the perfect thing for me because it's kind of, it's simplified down to like the first 600 words you learn, and then then they're up to 1200, and then by this one it says 1800. So I'm actually able to read these characters. It wasn't the way I started. I started out with the pinyin, which is like how you can actually sound them out before you just see the little character and know how to say it. But man, it's kind of cool. I've wanted to do this since I was in first grade. I've been curious about these Mandarin characters. And yeah, now I can read grade school, maybe first grade, second grade Mandarin. It's fun, man. But check out The Monkey King. There's a 1980s version that everybody grew up on. That's with the cheesiest effects, but that's still the one people love. They did redo it in like the 2000s, and there's a really good version that only really goes halfway through the story. It only has 24 episodes, but there's a cartoon version that came out in the 90s that the intro and the outro songs are two of my Chinese songs that I've learned that I'll be polishing up and sharing with you here shortly. But check it out, Journey to the West, The Monkey King, an epic tale. It's like the Canterbury Tales. It's like a pilgrimage story, but it's like Canterbury Tales. It's like a Taoist, Confucian, Buddhist version of the Canterbury Tales meets the Lord of the Rings, is the best way I can describe it. I love it. Anyways, that's a complete sidetrack that has nothing to do with this last song I'm going to sing for you. This is my favorite song on my first album. The only one I don't play bass on, thank you, Stella. And the only one I don't sing lead on, thank you, Emily. But I love it. And it's actually the first one that Jack, who might be watching this still, comes in on the solo with the organ that is literally being played in Paul McCartney's old grade school where Jack went to college. It's now the Liverpool Institute for Performing Arts. And then after that, I was like, so awesome that Bo and I are like, hey, maybe we should have Jack play organ on this song. Hey, Jack, will you record organ on this song? And then that led to the next song, and that led to the next song. And then I think all except for the third track, Jack plays organ on. And it was like Christmas morning, you know, getting these tracks in place and then seeing that come in on the Google Drive and opening it up and what's he playing? What's he playing? Hey, Jack, you're a genius, man. Teach me how to play that organ sometime. Anyways, here we go. I'm just waiting for the wheel to come around. I'd fall asleep at the wheel, but there's a sidetrack ratchet of road. It's too much to fill to the feel upside a heart's hard labor and load. I tell you the tale of the way it all unwound, but I'm just waiting for the wheel to come round. Left my life on the rails and now I'm watching all the train wrecks roll. I got no more wind in my sails for chasing rabbits down the rabbit hole. Suffering shame in a crazy little town. And I'm just waiting for the wheel to come round. Who's that lonely boy standing outside her cackle? All the cuckoos cried. You got some tack to be handing out all them facts about the other side. What can I say? I'm just sharing what I found. And I'm just waiting for the wheel to come round. Come on. Ducks in a row, but didn't realize the lines across. Showed up late for the show, no one told me about the crowd's all sauce. What can I play now that no one hears a sound? I hang my head and I'm hiding underground. With a price of 30-odd years, it was the quintessential college try. I step back from the buds and the beers and don't know whether I should laugh or cry. A shackle of flames come flashing in my crown. I know my place and my heart begins to pound. I can't tell you where some of this is bound. A whole new chapter for every clue I found. Summer's fading, the leaves are turning brown. gently, whispering a soft, sobering sound. And I'm just waiting for the wheel to come round. Alright, that was a fun session. That felt good. Way to use those adrenals to your advantage. Those leftover adrenals, I'd say. So, yeah, now it's time for Pecan Pie and Journey to the West, starring the Monkey King. I will send some links. I'll send you a link to, let's see, the demo of Better Days. I'll probably throw in the video demo that I'm really happy about of Carnival of Faces. Once again, I did on the last one, but what the heck. And let's see. Oh yeah, and I'll throw up the YouTube instance of the actual track 4 of Sleeping Dragons that has Estella playing bass, Emily singing, and Jack ripping out the organ in Liverpool. And on that one I just played. Oh, and I also put down that Google form that has all of the tracks, and you can vote on which 3 or 5 songs you like, and there's a little comments section. So yeah, leave comments there, leave comments here, whatever platform you're viewing this on, whether it's Instagram or Facebook or Twitch or Twitter, now X. I still can't call it X, but and Facebook here. Soon Bilibili. I'm trying to figure out how I can get the proper level on Bilibili so I can get the stream key there, because that'd be fun. I got my VPN. That'll help. But I don't know. It's my practical vocabulary lately for the Mandarin is Chinese social media. It's kind of whoa, but it's fun. It's different, but it's the same old anywhere you go. People just want to be liked. People just want to be liked. Oh, people just want to be liked. Sorry, I gotta go have pie now. Love you guys. Stay warm, stay safe, drive safely if you gotta be out there, and yeah, we'll check in with you again really soon. This is Scotty signing off from Madison Meadow Music. Oh, bye. Let's say goodbye with Fern. His favorite seat in the whole house. Bye-bye.